Main segment of today's Body by Beer podcast, and we are talking about winter ales. So we're embracing that holiday spirit, and we're journeying through the enchanting world of these winter ales. We're gonna go with their rich history up until their modern day magic. Oh my God, there's a beer behind your ear.
Must have been hiding behind my headphone set.
Must have been.
I'm
not very good at magic, but winter ales are magical.
They are magical. And these cozy brews aren't just about taste. They're about magic. No, I'm just kidding.
And done.
They're steeped in tradition dating back to the medieval times.
Darn it, I wanted to be the first one to say that. You should have wrote it better.
Winter ales have always been more than just a beverage. They're part of the culture and the society fabric of the holidays. Societal, you're the worst.
The social fabric. Societal is good enough.
Because you told me I couldn't say societal, so I went social, and that still wasn't right.
It is social.
Oh, well, look at me. Then what did I do wrong? Is it society?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
we're just moving on.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into it, and we'll talk about the different types of winter ales. First, we have the traditional winter warmers stemming from England, known for their malty goodness and higher alcohol content to keep you all nice and snuggled in the wintertime.
Keeps you extra warm.
That's right.
There's the American twist, which we like to throw in all the spices. We've got the spiced winter ales, and they range from subtle spices to boldly flavored.
That makes sense.
Lots of options there. Bringing it to mind a kitchen-filled holiday baking.
Okay, so if I'm thinking about holiday baking, I'm thinking sugar cookies, I'm thinking chocolate, fudge, peanut brittle.
Banana bread.
So cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger.
Yeah.
Okay, you got me. Okay, I'm following. So we're talking about that. So we can't forget then Christmas and holiday ales. I feel like that's where we're going. And these are quite the little festive treats, which often feature those classic holiday spices and sometimes even fruits.
Yeah. And if you want to go even sweeter, jump into the stout and porter world, right? You can get extra flavors like peanut butter, kind of giving you that peanut butter cookie vibe, or just go with the OG of the graham cracker. Also gonna be a little bit sweeter. It's gonna just give you a whole different array of flavors that are richer and more complimentary. Again, going into those baking, nutmeg, cinnamon, hot cocoa type of
coffee,
warm weather flavors.
Yum. And then, of course, we wouldn't be where we are without the Belgian-style winter ales and their yeast strains. Truly the best of the best, in my opinion, which adds a great complex of spicy and fruity notes to a beer.
Yeah,
complexity, not depending on how you look at it. Yeah, exactly.
All the best parts of yeast, all that complexity.
Yeast is truly the life of the party.
Yeah, and I think
in so many ways.
We hit this time of year. I think we kind of hit through the summer, and the brewers are excited to experiment. Yes. And so they kind of give us some of our best experimental beers, and they go big, they go bold, and then they go home.
Especially during the holidays.
For the holidays,
yeah.
To their families.
So we've gone beyond the holidays. So now we can kind of draw on that historical significance of these types of ales. And these winter ales have truly been, so to speak, warming all of our hearts since the medieval times. I finally got to say it.
Yeah.
Excited.
Thanks, Jim Carrey.
Particularly during, again, winter solstice celebrations or Christmas, etc.
In medieval Europe, brewing specialty beers for winter was pretty common, actually. They were stronger, more alcohol, spice ales, and as you kind of brought up, they're brewed for warmth, persistence, kind of a good combo of what you think about with winter.
Makes sense. If you're not just celebrating the beer, it's about staying warm.
Yeah, it's about staying warm, and it brings back I wish they were my own memories, but an interesting tradition that was part of the European winter festives.
Yeah. Are you talking about wassailing?
I am talking about wassailing. Who's not talking about wassailing?
TBH, to be honest, I
Wassailing.
wasn't familiar with wassailing until doing the research for this,
Okay.
but I did grow up caroling, so I'm familiar with that. But anyway, so people would go.
Give you a beer?
I don't. Well, maybe. I mean, the winters are pretty cold up north.
That's fair. What a ripoff.
They
They're
might
getting
have.
cold. Get cookies, candy, or a beer. My goodness.
Definitely cookies and
Oh,
candy,
okay. That's fine.
and probably like a stew or something.
Ooh, all right.
So wassailing, so people go door to door with a wassail bowl, offering spiced winter ale, and singing and or caroling, however you want to call it. And it was all about community and spreading that good cheer.
Yeah, you come sing and they're like, here's some beer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
Warm
I was
up,
like
you're out here
5,
chilly,
so they
yeah.
weren't giving us.
Yeah, well, quitter.
Again, maybe, but I don't think so.
Interesting historical piece about this was it hit a time when a size of ale was a regulation that was taking place. And really the concept of it was based on the weight and the ingredients going in. It capped the price. This also was going on with bread. So really bread, beer, a lot of the same ingredients, however much you brought in, you could only sell it for so much, which allowed it to be a more cost-effective seasonal treat for everybody.
Sure.
Because they couldn't jack up the price just because it's cold or people were hungry and all the other stuff going on. They had to keep it at a specific price.
That's a really good regulation. Otherwise, they definitely could have.
They could jack that price right up.
So what we also can't ever overlook when it comes to beer is when we're talking about monasteries.
Yeah.
And they were often and have been at the forefront of brewing and crafting special ales for religious celebrations. And these ales were likely the versions of our modern winter ales.
Yeah, that makes sense. And they symbolize celebration, community, and comfort, especially during, getting dark earlier season. Yeah, it gets cold.
The darkest parts of the year.
The darkest parts of the year. Sun. Because of the sun.
Because the sun is going down.
Because of the sun.
Yeah. Okay.
Otherwise, it sounds
dark.
Still sounds dark.
And for some it might be, but we hope not. We hope everybody gets a chance to celebrate and share good memories and moments with family and friends and all that.
Yeah. Wherever you got by.
Yeah. So these winter ales today, they continue more of that celebration legacy, right? The rich flavors and the spices are really always a nod to those traditions of spice and festive beers from centuries past, or yesteryears.
Yeah. And speaking of that, let's kind of like pivot this a little bit into the impact that these winter ales have had on the holiday seasons today. I mean, they're not just drinks anymore; they're part of like the whole experience.
They truly are. They truly are. So they capture that essence of the season, right? So they're perfect for those holiday parties or cozy nights by the fire, right? We're talking about staying warm. And, you can't forget their economic impact either. You touched on that earlier. But also many breweries release special winter ales and limited editions or barrel-aged beers this time of year, which people absolutely love. I am definitely one of those. I know you are also one of those people that love this time of the year. And it's a huge boost for breweries during the holiday season.
Yeah. It's about, making enjoyable, tasty beers for people to take home and share with their, family, friends, and
Cheers, friend.
people. It's a special time. And beer is, I guess some people don't see it that way. It's unfortunate, but it really is meant to be a time of sharing and happy. And sometimes that helps with a glass of beer.
Yeah. It's a symbol. It's not necessarily just a
drink.
A beverage.
Yeah, it's a great segment there into the medieval times of beer.
Welcome. Ooh, that was really good. Really hit that
That was
That was terrible.
my Axl Rose. Welcome to the jungle.
Let me draw my sword. Put it back.
My machete. Let's get to the jungle.
That's my machete. It's time for some beer facts